We're missing a lot of good footage.
All right, so y'all, we're supposed to be doing mental health month, right? With men's mental health.
Fucking up my mental health right now.
He's supposed to be doing this podcast. Listen, like I promised earlier, I feel like it would be biased of me to talk about men's mental health. I'm not a man.
I hope not. Yeah. There's gonna be a different type of mental health.
Stop playing. Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's focus.
I'm focused.
All right. So, how do you take care of your mental? Well, so should we talk about men's mental health in general, like how men, especially Black men, do not seek therapy?
Right.
I've been trying to get him to go to therapy for a couple years.
I don't need that.
Not because see that's
I did that for you. I said that.
You did that because
I'm gaslighting.
You.
All right, go ahead.
You do not have to need therapy to go to therapy.
What?
You do not have to need therapy to go to therapy. To be preventative.
Okay.
Or to have like a place to just go and talk shit about me, and then I'll never know about it.
I'd rather talk shit to you, so you know where it's going on in my head.
But we do that already.
All right, so what I mean? My point is exactly.
No. To talk about things. We tell each other everything. So, but you know what I mean? Do we?
Yeah.
So, like, this, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Let me just say this right now. We're tired. We're exhausted. I can't even sit up straight right now. I'm so tired.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long, like the last 5 days. It's been a long day. So, how is this impacting your mental health? How busy we've been lately?
It gets stressful sometimes, but I tend to do a lot of exercise and a lot of naps when I can get them in.
He does.
That's that.
He takes 1,000 naps. But it's okay.
No, I don't take 1,000. I know I don't literally take 1,000, but when you say 1,000, it makes it seem like all I do is sleep.
You take a lot of naps.
I take one per day. When would I have time to take more? I go to work. I'm at work most of the day. I come home. I take
to curse, y'all. I'm trying my best not to curse.
And I come home and I take a nap, and that's it.
And then you work out, and then he goes in his man cave.
All right.
And he takes a nap.
I don't take a nap.
Yes, you do.
We're gonna disagree on this one because that's not true. I either go in the man cave, get tired, then take a nap, or I take a nap and then go in the man cave. In that order. That's it. I don't take a nap, go in the man cave, take a nap. How much? I don't have that much time. I don't. Like if I get home when it's like 6 o'clock, the math ain't mathing. For 1,000 naps. See, that's part of your mental health right there. That's a blow to your mental health. The exaggeration of what we do as men.
You take a nap before we go to bed.
That don't even make sense.
But you do.
I don't.
You do. You doze off and then you nap. See, he can take power naps.
That's not taking a nap.
Naps don't work for me at all. Not even a little bit. You know, we're messing up people's mental health. Let's not.
They might be getting some relief by watching me go crazy.
Mike.
You're not by yourself. You're not alone.
So he takes naps for his mental health. He works out.
I work out.
For his mental health.
And walk, if I have to. And walk. Walking is good.
It is.
Old man walk now. Because I'm older. The old man walk. I've grown to accept it.
Oh, you have?
Not that old. Get on me,
Okay, so would you go to therapy?
I would.
Why haven't you gone?
I don't know. I just don't feel the urgency. See? Like somebody else might feel. Like I'm saying, I'm not against it. It's not like I get home, like you suggested, and I'd be like, okay, I'm cool to it. But then I ain't walking around like I need to talk to somebody. I need therapy. So I don't feel like I need it because I feel like and that might be a stereotype that most people like, yo, I need to get this off my chest. I need to.
See, that's what I'm saying. So you can use therapy as preventative. It doesn't have to be until you're so stressed out and then you need to go see somebody or something happens. Yes, people use it for that, but that's not ideal. Just like premarital counseling, right? You don't wait till you get married and then get in some shit and you're like, oh, hell, let's go to marriage counseling. You go to premarital to try to work out anything prior. Then if you still go through things, you can still go to marriage counseling. That's not taboo at all. But we went to premarital counseling. I thought it was fun.
It was.
It was fun.
It was good.
It was fun.
But it was more eye-opening then because, we weren't married yet. So there was things we covered that we touched upon, but we went into depth.
Didn't dive deep.
Which we didn't. So that was good because then it was interesting because you was learning stuff you didn't know.
Well, that's the same thing as therapy. If you go preventative.
Hey, my partner.
All right, what else do you do for mental health? When is Women's Mental Health Month? It should be every month of the year. But go ahead.
What's the question?
What else do you do? So you work out. What do you recommend for these fellas listening to this?
I don't know if I should say this one.
Well,
have lots of sex. That's what men. That's a stress reliever for men.
True. That is true. Sex is a stress reliever.
That's probably the number one for men. I think I speak for all men when I say sex is number one stress reliever. Okay. Shit.
I recommend it if you're married. Okay. I cannot recommend it if you're not. Yeah. But I do recommend it if you're married. At least, what would you say the minimum? If you're married.
Minimum what?
Times a week. How many times you have sex times a week to maintain your stress level?
Minimum?
To maintain
twice. Minimum. Twice. So you can kind of space it out.
That's a rough week.
A Tuesday and a Friday. You can last a day or two.
You're giving them a schedule.
Hey, Tuesday. I'm saying, but they know what I'm saying. That you got to space it out. You get it. You cool for a day. Second day, you cool, and then bam.
So it's a good release.
Good re-up.
Good release. Okay.
Yeah, good release. You relax, and then you take a nap. Or you go to sleep. Whatever comes first. There you go.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
And eat. That's another good stress relief. But me being a fitness guy, I would say that's not a good recommendation because some people have bad relationships with food. So I wouldn't. That would be a last thing I would suggest people use as a stress reliever is to eat because that can get out of hand.
That can snowball.
It can turn into addiction.
Yeah, it can snowball. Yeah, food is definitely on the list of addictions.
So I would definitely.
Sex. So you got to be careful with that too.
I'm an addict. Hey. Oh, might as well say that. Well, look.
You know what? I'm not doing this with you. See, this is why we don't usually do this on camera because all of the facials tell you everything else. Tell you the real answers. Let me see what else. Why do you think? So a statistic here. So men are less likely to be diagnosed with a mental health condition, right? When compared to women, because women will ask for help, right?
You said we're less?
Mm-hmm. Because you don't go to therapy. Because you don't go. You don't go to see.
Hold up. Say that again. Say that one more time.
So men are less likely to be diagnosed with a mental health condition compared to women because they don't go to therapy.
Now how you know if we don't go?
I said they're least likely to get diagnosed.
Who's diagnosing to say we are more mentally ill then?
Wait, I didn't say that you're more mentally ill.
You said diagnosed. So if you say
diagnosed,
so right. So they
don't go.
We don't go
treatment.
But you're saying it with the idea that if men went as much as women,
we will have a more accurate statistic on whose mental health is worse than
I think I know the answer. Women have more mental health issues.
No, men are like ticking time bombs because you
Some men, not all men.
we're talking about the ones that should go to mental health and aren't getting it.
Some should go to mental health.
So should get mental health treatment.
Oh.
I'm tired.
Okay.
So so I'm glad you said that because the other statistic is that men are more likely to commit suicide than women. So what does that say?
Men are more. It's more about masculinity, and they can't take it, and they don't know. To your point, they don't know how to deal with it.
That comes from, or is suspected, that it comes from boys being told, suck it up.
Not allowed to cry, not allowed to show your emotions.
Stop crying.
Right.
You know, and get it together and just keep moving. Right? Like,
yeah.
Were you told that? Were you ever told, don't cry?
I was never told not to cry, but I was never told it was okay either. You know, I feel like sometimes you need that permission because
you don't know.
You see it as through your environment. Everywhere it's seen that men shouldn't cry. So if nobody's there to address that, especially another man, like your father or something, then you're going to carry on what you see.
Yeah.
And what you taught from outside sources, right?
Yeah, because honestly, I have seen my father cry on, like, you know, catastrophic events, like the death of someone that is super close to him. But you know, if his feelings are hurt or you feel in a certain kind of way.
The same. I've never seen my
father. My father's
cry.
aggressive, though.
My father.
I have to get him on here one day.
My father's just man. He's just a man. Like, he's like an old fashioned idea of man. He don't cry. You know, he plays his role to perfection. He's a provider, protector. You know, that's what he do. He's always been like that. And he never cry. He's the one who just, like you said, at a funeral, yeah. But, you know, I've never seen him really cry like that. Maybe recently, now that he's older. And I think as you get older, though, you get
more comfortable with yourself.
Get comfortable with yourself, and you get more comfortable with the idea that it ain't that serious. You
gotta let it out.
Who the fuck cares? Like, who
tears are healing.
But the thing is, who you holding them for? Who you holding the tears for? Like, who are you holding that emotion back? It's really not for yourself. You're holding back because of how you think people gonna perceive you, how you're gonna look to others.
Well,
right?
I call that pride.
Okay, call it that. But that's what it is, right? So it's like, you know, it's like if you feeling all choked up, but you like, man,
and you won't let it out.
But you doing it.
Yeah.
But why? But what you doing it for? Like, what's the real thing? Because you was told you wasn't supposed to, or you didn't want nobody to think you a punk or none of that shit.
Yep.
So you going, you know. Yeah, I ain't saying be going around here just going, you know, crying crazy like that's
like crying for everything. No, and I don't think
it's still some rules to this shit. As a man, more down. So you can't cry for it. You can't be a protector. And you the one crying.
Yeah. so it's like finding that balance between being vulnerable,
right,
and not being soft.
Right.
You know, like not being too soft, but being vulnerable
at the wrong and right times for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Agreed. I've never told our son to not cry.
Nah, I didn't tell him.
Have you ever told him don't cry?
I have. For certain things. Certain things he cried, he shouldn't be fucking.
Because you think it's too soft.
Yeah, and I might go over a little bit. I might say some things that probably shouldn't have said, but
he gonna have to forgive you for later.
You know, but I'm learning just like, you know.
Yeah.
It's my first and only son, so I gotta learn to break
generational.
Yeah, you know, so I like it's things, but it's still things I stand by. Like he still needs to be, you know, still needs to have a little bit of toughness about him because this world don't care.
Yeah.
So he needs to be able to survive. Now, if I go and I'm babying him and I'm telling him it's gonna be all right all the time, that's not preparing him.
Well, and
for people out here that don't care.
That's not true because everything is not all right all the time. Now, I do believe nothing's out of order.
But some people like to coddle their children and make everything okay at all times. Any discomfort, they're there to pick up the pieces. So if you're there to pick up the pieces every time, they get disappointed or something, how they gonna adjust? How they gonna know how
That's
to
called enabling.
right? But there you go. So because he won't know how to adjust when I'm not there,
Yeah.
and the world ain't gonna coddle you.
He does. He
They're
has
not.
to.
So
Yeah.
he needs to figure that out. Now I'm in the background watching and supporting, but I'll step in if I feel like it's getting too much, so he can learn and adjust. But
at some point you're going to have to like not step in.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Are you mentally preparing for that?
Yeah, but he's not at that age yet.
Come here, Tootie. Come here. Come around here. We're shooting a podcast.
Oh.
And we're talking about men's mental health. So you being a baby man.
Baby man.
What do you do for your mental health? When you're feeling stressed or scared or anxious, what do you do?
Up a seat.
You sure did? Like, well, let me sit. You see the camera? You gotta scoot over a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord. Here go Coco. Come on.
How we do it? How this happen?
I don't know. This turned into a family podcast. Quick.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, what do I do to calm myself down?
Yeah, like if you're upset or if you had a bad day, what do you do?
Go relax, watching TV, or go to sleep, or play the game.
He is using
Keep it PG.
Fortnite to get some aggression out, it sounds like. But you know the difference between real life and video games. I don't have to worry about that with you. Water.
Yeah,
you do too.
Yeah, you do too, Cree. No.
See,
Kai,
another part of my mental health is that's my water that you took from me, that he took from you. See how the cycle goes?
I know, I did take that from you.
You sure did. That's
and then you just gonna pass it down, you're just gonna pass my water.
Sure, I'll let some Ooh, what's this?
This stops the camera. Lord have mercy.
Oh.
So, all right, mental health. That's all you do? So you relax, you lay down, you watch some TV. Do you talk to anybody about it? Lies you tell. Why you telling that lie? You be like, Mom, let me tell you what happened today.
Oh, yeah, to y'all.
Well, who else did you think I was talking about?
I don't know, cousin.
Oh, no. I wasn't thinking about that. But you talk to us. Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad you talked to somebody. All right.
there you go.
All right, Cree. So since you joined us, this is about men's mental health. So what do you do when your brother is stressed out? What do you do? Do you try to help him? Do you try to...
Why are you looking at me? I think I help him.
Or do you just leave him alone? When he's in a bad mood, what do you do?
Oh, I leave him alone.
So space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's another one. That's a good one, Cree, because I do take space when I'm feeling like I want to.
Because I'm just going to piss him off.
Whoa.
Cree.
Oh, my goodness. CPS is coming.
So that is why that's why you have a man cave, right? Because you can just go and take a break. So I call that an adult timeout. I take adult timeouts all the time.
I think they are a necessity.
They are. Everybody deserves a timeout. All right, so we told the kids they got to go. But all right, so let's wrap it up. So men's mental health, the things that you do or the things that works for him that he's sharing with you all to try to do, or if you're a wife and you see your husband stressed out, maybe you can recommend some of these things. So his number 1 was sex. Number 2, sleep.
Yeah.
Number 3, working out.
Mm-hmm.
And taking time for yourself. Like an adult timeout.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that looks like.
Watching some TV by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Watching what you want to watch. Not watching.
Right. It's by yourself because usually when you want that space, you don't really share.
Oh, but
that.
you know what? You play the game too.
I was getting to that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's still space. Like I'll go play the game. Like you not there when I'm playing the game. If you even see videos of guys playing games, most time they lady not sitting there with them. They might come through. I ain't sitting there.
And even when I come through, he be like, I'm in a match.
That's because I be dying.
See, that's exactly. So they're both gamers. So him.
But gamers know what we talking about.
Yeah, and his son, they game. So, all right. Anything else?
Nah, I think that's it. We're simple creatures.
All right. Well, I hope y'all got that. That's the list. So if you're a man with mental health and you want to hear some things to work that through, or if you are a wife and you want to give some recommendations to your husband, there you go. Or if you want to just give him his space, because I do, because I like my space.
So do you give me space because I need it or because you need it?
Sometimes both. Sometimes I'm like, shit, I
knew you were gonna
get
say
a minute.
that was the right answer.
Sometimes both. Shoot.
Say the safe.
That's not safe.
It's safe.
No, it's not. That's real. I really do. If you need a minute, I'm like,
Yeah, that's true.
I get a
Because
minute.
usually when I need the minutes, because you done gave me that minute I needed.
that's true. That's not true. Sometimes it's true. That's not all the time.
Okay.
What do you stress most about? Ooh, that's a good one.
What do I stress most?
What's your number one stressor? I can probably guess.
Money?
Not anymore.
I don't really stress about money though. Not anymore, but my kids?
No. It's not your number one.
What's my number one?
Either traffic
Oh shit.
or
Hell
work.
Yeah.
Either one, traffic or work.
Work.
Those are your
work
two.
Then traffic.
Work
then traffic.
He complains about. So every night at dinner, when we sit down and have dinner, we do.
It's traffic. I usually say traffic.
Yeah, we do highs and lows. So everyone goes around the table and we talk about our high of the day and our low of the day. And
So my commute is crazy though. Sometimes it can be up to 2 hours one way.
His low is traffic, like 95% of the time. And his high is being home with his family, which is like 95% of the time. So I would say those are your two top stresses: work and traffic.
I agree.
Yeah. He used to worry about money, but God delivered him. Don't worry about that no more.
That's facts.
And thank you for supporting me, Boo. I see your Table Talk shirt on.
Oh yeah. Represent.
I appreciate that.
Shoot, if I present you now, it helps my mental health later. See what I did there? You see what I did there?
Facts.
Gotta think ahead.
It's the little things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye, friends. Until next time.